Hey everyone, it's Keely Maryum. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm filming a little bit different of a video. I thought I would kind of try something out. I'm doing like a little bit of a chit-chatty video, like a chatty bake with me kind of thing, sort of inspired by those like chit-chat get ready with me videos. So that's why I have all of these ingredients out. I tried to get everything out ahead of time. I'm not gonna really like go over the recipe. That will be in the description box. This is something I've never made before, so I'm probably gonna be looking at my iPad in the corner here a lot. Hopefully I can like talk and do this at the same time. Okay, there we go, finally. Okay, so Ramadan Mubarak, everybody. We are at about the midway point. It's going by very quickly, at least for me. I hope you guys are all having a great Ramadan. I'll just quickly reintroduce myself on my channel for anybody who's new here, or even if you're not new, I'll just quickly reintroduce myself. So my name is Keely. I go online by Keely Maryum. I post videos about a number of things. I like to talk about Islam, my journey as a revert, things that I think can actually be beneficial for other people. That's kind of the goal with those videos. And I also film videos about lifestyle content in general. Like I like to film vlogs here and there. I feel like lately I've been getting like a lot more comfortable being on camera, and it's just becoming really fun. It's just like a really fun hobby, and I really enjoy filming and like editing and like making thumbnails and like the entire process. I just find it like really fun. Just like kind of like become like a fun hobby. And I kind of started it because this is something that I've never really like talked in depth about. I kind of mentioned it in my last two videos, like very briefly without any context, but I am actually unemployed, not by choice. That's something that I've kind of been dealing with for like the past year. I feel like filming has kind of helped me in a way. Like it's helped me to kind of take my mind off of things, give me a hobby, give me something else to kind of focus my attention on rather than focusing on my situation. But yeah, I did graduate university last year and I'm unemployed because I've just been having a hard time finding a job. Honestly, I think right now it's kind of a really challenging time for a lot of people. The job market it's very difficult right now. I've only had like one job interview, but I'm trying my best to like be positive, because inshallah eventually something will come along. I'm not gonna lie though, there have been times where it's been a little challenging for me, like mentally. Sometimes I kind of internalize it, like I almost feel like it's something that's like reflective of me as a person, like I'm not good enough. But in reality I just know like it is really tough right now, and so it's important to remember that like it's not my fault, and anybody else who's going through that situation or a similar situation or whatever, just know that like your value isn't in your job or in your school. I know I sometimes kind of get like a little bit embarrassed like telling people that I'm not employed and I haven't been employed for a while. I honestly, I shouldn't be. It's silly. It's really silly to think about. And I think also from an Islamic point of view, it's important to realize that like whatever happens for a reason, and maybe something better will come along eventually. It's not something that I should take personally. So I just wanted to like say that just in case anybody's going through something similar. This is also something I've never mentioned before, but like I'm really passionate about the subject of psychology in general, and especially like research in psychology. And I want to eventually one day apply for the master's program in experimental psychology, and particularly I'm really interested in cognitive and neuropsychology. So those are like my areas of interest, and I actually did an honors thesis on that last year in cognitive psychology on like memory. Now I'm a little bit intimidated for masters, but I really do want to apply within the next like 2 to 3 years. That might be waiting a little bit too long, but yeah. And that's something else that I've kind of worried about, is that like because I have this gap where like I'm not working, that they might question that and it might kind of like hurt my chances at getting my master's degree. But I'm hoping that I'll be able to get a job, and you know, maybe I'll be able to apply, and if I can't, then like it is what it is, and I'll find something better eventually. Oh, I spilled. I think I underestimated how difficult it would be to talk and bake at the same time. So I'm sorry if this is kind of all over the place. I find that as I'm getting older, I don't really have like hobbies, if that makes sense, other than like, honestly, baking is kind of a hobby for me. Like it's kind of, I find it actually really relaxing, and I know I bake a lot on this channel. I will try to find other things to do. Oh, that's going everywhere. I don't really bake with lemons, so bear with me. But yeah, I find that like I'm not, like I don't have as many hobbies as I did like when I was a kid, especially because school was kind of like my life in a way. Like that's all that I've known and up until this last year. So I feel like I'm kind of like managing that, and I'm trying to learn how to have hobbies as an adult. And I guess that's something that a lot of us kind of struggle with, because I don't know, like when you're a kid, it's like really different. Like you have extracurriculars in school and things like that. And you have friends, like a lot more friends, I feel like. Which is also something that I've really struggled with, is like making friends as an adult, but I don't really put myself out there. And I think a lot of us kind of struggle to put ourselves out there because there's always this fear of rejection, which is kind of silly, because like if somebody doesn't want to be our friend, like that's perfectly okay. They don't have to be our friends. And it's not a reflection on us or who we are as a person. So I'm kind of trying to find who I am outside of school, if that makes sense. Like academics is really important to me. Learning is really important to me. I love learning. So I'm trying to kind of incorporate learning into my life, like just outside of the classroom, I guess. And so what I've been learning, if you've been following my channel for a while, then you would probably know, I've been learning Arabic as like a language, and it's really helping me because I feel lost, honestly. Like without school, I just feel like I don't know what I'm doing. And I love tests. I find them so fun. I think it's so fun to like challenge yourself to see how much better you can do each time, and like see how much you can memorize. I don't know, like to me that's just like, it's really fun. Yeah, I feel like that's one hobby that I have, and I want to get like more hobbies. I want to get more like exercise, to be honest, because like I know like a lot of us as adults, we're not as great at taking care of ourselves like health wise, and like making sure that we get exercise all the time. So that's something I need to work on, and I need to find some kind of hobby, some way to make it fun to exercise, that like I actually want to do it. And I think that's the hard part, because a lot of us see exercise as just like going to a gym and like lifting weights or like walking on a treadmill, and to me that's not fun. To some people I know it is, but to me it's just not. Don't judge me, but I have to zest this lemon, so I'm just gonna use a cheese grater with like smaller holes. I don't know if this is gonna work. I don't have anything else to use right now, so I don't know if that's gonna work. Is anything coming off? Yeah, I'm definitely doing this wrong. It's okay though. I feel like I'm just in like such a transitionary period in my life, and it's just kind of like trying to navigate that. And I know it's something that everybody goes through, like everybody has periods like that in their life. And yeah, so I'm just kind of trying to find out like who I am, I guess, in a way, like as cheesy as that sounds. But I'm really just trying to figure out like what I like to do, what hobbies I like. I'm glad that I have this time that I'm like unemployed, that I can actually like figure out who I am outside of like a job, or outside of like school, like outside of just calling myself being like, oh yeah, I'm a student. Like I feel like I can learn a little bit more about my identity rather than just calling myself like by a job title or things like that, because we are a lot more than just our job title or our education or whatever. Like that doesn't define who we are, and I'm just kind of like learning that, I guess. But like really, when you have no job, like it really sinks in. For instance, if you're meeting somebody, I feel like the first thing you say is like your job title or what you study, what you major in, that sort of thing. But then when you're unemployed and you're meeting someone and you're like, oh, you don't really know what to say. Is basically what I'm trying to get at. I know I'm talking a lot about this, but it's just like really what's most prevalent in my life. And I'm sure a lot of people can kind of relate because the job market it's tough right now. It is very tough out there. Honestly though, alhamdulillah for everything. I'm very grateful. I really am. Like, everything happens for a reason, and this point in my life it's important, I'm sure, even if I don't think it's important, even if I think like I'm not doing much with my life. I'm sure also like once I get a job, I'm kind of gonna miss this part of my life, I'm sure. Like being able to like stay at home or like do things at the time that I want to do them and not really be like stuck to go to work at like a certain time. I feel like I'm a lot less constrained, I guess, if that makes sense. I don't know how long. Uh-oh. Oh no. I left something in there. Uh-oh. I forgot they leave pans in here. Ow! I burned myself. I burned myself taking that other pan out of the oven. That actually hurt. So this is the glaze that I made. I know I've kind of been like, I don't know if I would say trauma dumping, but I've been very vulnerable in this video. Vulnerable, I cannot speak, but I've been very vulnerable in this video. Yeah, I've been talking about a lot of things that I don't really usually talk about online, or things that I often feel are just like kind of like a bit of a bummer, but I think it's also the way that you see things, like the way that like you have to see things in a more positive light, and obviously you're not going to feel in a positive mindset all the time. And I hope that this video could also maybe help somebody else who's maybe going through something similar, is maybe in a transitionary period in their life, like I kind of am. I actually didn't expect to be talking about these kind of things that much. I was going to kind of like bring it up briefly and then move on to something else, but that didn't happen. So if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I am going to show you once this comes out what it looks like and the glaze on it. For right now, that's all I'm going to really say. So thank you so much for watching, and please make sure to like and subscribe.